Josephine County is struggling to fund its sheriff's office with those timber funds running out. And now volunteers may be the answer to help with some cold cases in the county. Newswatch 12's Rob Scott spoke to the sheriff and has more now from Grants Pass.
The Josephine County Sheriff's Office already has some volunteers, but now the sheriff is looking for more specially trained volunteers who will help out on crime scenes. A few Josephine County sheriff's cars sat empty Monday afternoon at the sheriff's office.
At this point, I have one working deputy on the road. That's it.
Sheriff Gilbertson says cold cases, particularly property crimes, have stacked up, and now it's time to think of a temporary solution.
The whole thing boils down to money. How much resources you can afford. So when we don't have the resources, we look elsewhere, and that's where the volunteers come in.
Sheriff Gilbertson is working on a program that would bring in citizens from the county, train them, and send them out with a retired police officer who will help oversee evidence collection. The sheriff knows there are risks with the idea.
The litigation, if you do something wrong, is considerably higher. Trying to staff these positions on a sustainable basis is very, very difficult because they have their own lives to deal with.
Sheriff Gilbertson says the district attorney was reluctant at first because he will not take on a case that wasn't investigated by a law enforcement officer. The sheriff says there is a right way to do this and will make sure his volunteers are highly trained and that the DA is in the loop.
He will be included in this process so that we meet all the requirements that he feels are necessary.
The sheriff knows this is not a long-term solution, but could be an answer until more funding comes to public safety.
The right thing to do is to have a plan in place, whichever way that levy goes. Either it fails or it passes.
Sheriff Gilbertson says he's pursuing the volunteers whether or not the levy on May's ballot passes. In Grants Pass, Rob Scott, Newswatch 12.